Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Kirby Superstar Ultra. Last time, we finished up the Revenge of Meta Knight mode, and this episode, we're going to be starting what looks like to be the last mode here in Kirby Superstar Ultra, Milky Way Wishes. The moon and the sun are fighting, and you must settle it. Help us! Comet at Galaxy's End. One day in the year, the sun and the moon began the fight, day and night. Hey, hey, hey! Can you make peace between the sun and the moon? You need to ask the giant comet Nova for help. But first, there's something we must do. To ask Nova, you must gather power from all the stars around us. It will be difficult, Kirby, but you can do it. We are counting on you. Good luck. This is not my first time playing Milky Way Wishes, so let's just go ahead and jump into things. And we have a world map. It's pretty big. As you can see, there's a lot of different planetoids we can go to. The only place we can't go is back to our own world because the sun and moon here are fighting and we're never allowed to go back. So we've already explored enough of Dreamland, to be honest. So I actually want to explore this little mystery area. This is the only star that is blinking on the map, and it kind of stands out. So you hover over it and then press the A button. You can jump in. Now, what's different here about Milky Way Wishes is if I grab an enemy and I try to suck them up, I don't get any powers from them. There's only a very small handful of powers you can get by just the traditional means of sucking up an enemy and then swallowing it to basically absorb them. This mode plays things a little bit differently, and because of that, Milky Way Wishes was always my favorite mode in Kirby Superstar. I really enjoy this mode. It's a lot of fun. But here's Crash. This is one of the only abilities that you can go ahead and absorb by normal means. So you just go ahead and suck up a Crash enemy and that's it. But everyone else is just target fire at this point. So the main gimmick of Milky Way Wishes actually is you need to go ahead and find your powers scattered out the land. Grab them and then they are permanently unlocked. And here we grabbed Copy, which in all honesty, this is the first thing you should do when playing Milky Way Wishes. Go out of your way and get Copy first. Basically, getting Copy as soon as possible Milky Way Wishes basically allows you to get any power you want. So I recommend grabbing this one as soon as possible, and then make your way over here to Floya, the grass planet. So first thing we're going to do is going to turn this actually into winter time and go through the secret door here because that gives us ice. There are a set number of powers you can unlock in each level, and we want to go ahead and collect all of them because I am going out of my way to 100% this mode, just like every other mode. So not only do we have a wide variety of powers that we can go ahead and use just to make things easier, but also counts towards 100% sake. So if you're 100% in the game, you definitely want to go out of your way and find as many power-ups as you possibly can. So our next power here is Fighter. So let's go ahead and grab that. And this is one of my favorite abilities in the mode, simply because I get a lot of use out of this one for boss fights. So glad to get this as early as possible, just like with Copy. But here in the winter time, as you can see, all the water freezes over, which allows you to actually get through pretty easily, since you can just go ahead and break the water and just walk right through it. So most of the time here, you're kind of spending your exploring, just walking around in winter. But as you can see, we gotta jump back and forth between spring, summer, fall, and winter to actually make progression, because each season has a different part of the level opened up to you. So now I want to go ahead and touch on the bottom screen here and select Copy, and go ahead and copy this guy to get myself a Plasma ability. If I tried to swallow that Plasma enemy whole, I wouldn't have gotten anything. So now it's time for our first boss, which is Twin Woods. We remember Twin Woods. He was actually back in the Revenge of Meta Knight mode, so it's not the first time we fought Twin Woods, but as you can see, the boss does look a little bit different. It has more of an autumn aesthetic to it. Doesn't really matter when you come to this boss fight, it will look different because we will be fighting a lot of bosses that we already fought in this game, in Milky Way Wishes in particular, but they will just be looking a little bit different, kind of just to show that they're a little tougher and technically out of this world. But that was Flora. That was all the powers there, and as you can see on the bottom screen, we got 3 little dots that are glowing now. So since we filled in those dots, we have all the powers here in this world. And now we can move on to our water plant here. And as you can see, we have 3 gray dots that we need to go ahead and fill up. So there's 3 powers here to collect. In the original Kirby Superstar, there was no real indication if you got all the powers in a set world. Here in Kirby Superstar Ultra, on the other hand, they give you that little indicator on the bottom screen to tell you what powers have been collected. It's not the most precise, as you can tell, because you don't know what power in particular you missed, but at least tells you how many powers are in a set world, and if you have them all or not. So you can always just look down the bottom screen and see, oh hey, I missed this one power here in Aquas. Alright, let me just go back and grab whatever power I missed. So there's at least that. But, speaking of powers, let's go ahead and open up this door, walk through it, and get Parasol. So that's nice to get this early on. Now we have a shield above our heads, and I always like to have a nice old shield. So this here in particular, I always come in here without a firepower, so if you actually activate this cannon, you can go ahead and grab yourself some extra goodies, including some 1-ups, so it's a good little thing to do if you just want to go ahead and, well, get some extra goodies in the level, but I always come in here without a firepower, and I don't really feel it's worth it, to be honest, so just wanted to go ahead and point that out. Let's go ahead and continue on. So this portion of the planetoid is pretty interesting looking. I do like this one, because there's a lot of gaps in the water, and whenever you're hovering around with Kirby, as holding your breath for Kirby there indicates, you can just go ahead and fly up the water real quick because you're bloated. So Kirby acts kind of like a balloon in water and just goes straight up. So this is one of my favorite rooms just to kind of mess around with because you can go ahead and puff Kirby up and go so fast up the water, and it's a lot of fun. But before we move on to the next section of the level, let's go ahead and take a little detour here for a power. And we see all these sword guys. Ooh, I wonder what's next. Maybe it's sword. Maybe it's just another parasol. Who knows? But right here, there is a Metamato. I'm actually gonna avoid it altogether because after we beat this boss, I'm gonna Death Warp out of here just to save me some time. So I'm just gonna punch him a lot, and he's gonna punch me, of course. Luckily, whenever you get your power knocked out of you, you can go ahead and suck it back up if it's in star form. If you throw your power, as in like you have a helper out, and you throw your power, well, you can suck it back up, sure, but Kirby will not absorb that said power. Oh, are you serious? I actually got knocked into the Metamato. Well, so much for the Death Warp. Let's get out of here the normal way. I was gonna just kill myself to get back to the front door faster, but of course Kirby wanted to land on top of the Metamato, so kinda ruined my plan. Thanks, Kirby. Let's just go ahead and continue on, shall we? So this is our final segment here. It's a little bit of a labyrinth, but if you know where you're going, it shouldn't be too bad, but for a first-time player, this is probably a really hard section to deal with, simply just because it's very confusing, and you make one wrong turn, you gotta start back at the very beginning, so that's not fun. Just follow the water current, and follow certain enemies too, because some enemies kind of tell you where you need to go. Same for some health as well, because health is also a little bit of an indicator if you're going the right way or not, so just take a look out and try every path. It's just kind of experimentation at that point. But now we're here, taking on the boss, which is Fatty Whale once again, but now in purple. Didn't know Fatty Whales come in purple, but this one does. You can actually hit this guy when he's still off screen, which is really nice because you can do a lot of extra damage at that point. So I'm just gonna go ahead and constantly slash you here. It's a lot of fun just to constantly bounce up and down. Oh, we almost got him too. Actually, I don't think we'll see him spin out rocks at all at this rate. Yeah, he did not spin out a single rock. That was a good Fatty Whale fight. It gave me a lot of great patterns, and I was able to take advantage of a lot of it. So there you go. That's another world down. After the end of each world, as you see, we warp to the Fountain of Dreams here and collect the star, giving us some more power. So that's pretty much our end goal. We're going around collecting power as the intro cutscene showed, just so we can go ahead and summon Nova and ask for his help. But now it's time to go to the wind planet Sky High. And this planetoid here is kind of short, to be honest. There's not much really to this planetoid. There's a little bit of a maze section at the end, and then there's this long stretch here in the beginning. That's mostly it. So we won't be here for too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my jet, and let's get out of here. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot that guy back, and just fly our way over. And there's not much really to say here. Just gotta light this fuse, fly quickly over. With jet, this is such a joke. I mean, that's the whole point of jet, because it's really quick. So just take full advantage of it. And I just love to use my jet whenever possible. But now we got ourselves a wheel, so we can make ourselves a wheelie companion if we want. But I'm gonna opt to not do that for right now. So let's just go ahead and, well, go through this labyrinth section, shall we? So we have a boss here, and you could fight this thing, but there's no point. There's literally no point in fighting that guy, so I'm just gonna ignore him. And in here is our last power-up of Sky High, Wing. So now we can fly like a bird. How nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to my weapon and continue on. So go through this door here, and would you look at that? We made it to the end. Now I'm going to actually ditch this, go back through the door, see if I can grab you. There you go, I got a crash. And going back through this door, as you can see, we got ourselves a invincibility candy. So let's grab it and go crazy. And now it's time for the boss. Welcome back, Kracko. This time I have crashed, so you're gonna be a joke. This will take away most of its health. And then I just equip sword and just do some slashes, and it's dead. This boss fight is probably the easiest one in Milky Way Wishes, simply because of that invincibility candy. I mean, look, it's still going during the victory area. This is ridiculous. I've never seen the invincibility candy transfer over to the Fountain of Dreams. But that's how useful that candy is, and it lasts for quite a while. So yeah, that's a good amount of Milky Way Wishes right there already. As you can see, we have 10 out of 19 powers, so we're just a little over halfway done when it comes to collecting our powers already. So I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Next time on Let's Play Kirby Superstar Ultra, we'll continue on here in Milky Way Wishes and probably go to that fire planet over there that looks like a sun. I'll see you guys next time.